The Minnesota House Chamber is a place of work.
Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of the crease of motion signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The motion prevails.
Representatives meet here to perform some of the obligations they are sworn into office to do.
We, the undersigned conferees for House File 1105, report that we've agreed upon the items in dispute and recommend as follows.
But while the representatives are debating and legislating, they are doing so in beauty. Muralist Elmer Garnsey worked under Cass Gilbert, the architect of the state capitol, to decorate the chamber. Work began on the majestic capitol in 1886. Cass Gilbert's plan for the House Chamber was to create a unified and visually pleasing space, but one of the masterpieces of the House Chamber, Gilbert and Garnsey for that matter, had no say on. Inside the House Chamber examines the history behind the large statuary at the front of the chamber, installed more than 3 decades after the Capitol first opened, and how it helped 2 artists in the midst of the Great Depression. The beautiful statuary is called Minnesota Spirit of Government, and it incorporates what is seen throughout the chamber and Capitol, a reflection of Minnesota's history.
The figure has Minnesota on top of a pedestal with the state seal. She represents the spirit of government. She has 1858 and 1849 as 2 dates in the book she's holding. Then you incorporate the French explorers with the man with the hand on the canoe and also the guy in the buckskins with the gun. And also you have the Native American people represented.
The scepter in the figurehead's hand symbolizes authority. The remarkable creation also features an inscription.
The Vox Populorum est Vox Dei is something that was added as part of that statuary decoration, but that says the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Cass Gilbert had intended the area where the statuary is now to be used as a large visitors gallery.
If you look at where the statuary group is today, at one time that had about 250 gallery seats.
However, the house needed more space.
By the 1930s, the Capitol had grown, state government had expanded, so they needed to fill more office spaces.
During a renovation in 1938, a wall was erected between the chamber and visitors gallery.
So they took out those gallery seats, put in 2 floors of offices.
The statuary covers the extra floors while blending into the rest of the chamber. Here's a look behind the statuary of the 2 floors. The 3rd floor is for offices. The 4th floor is used for committee rooms. No other place in the Capitol has a 4th floor. There is a tale that the space was covered after a speaker was pelted with rotten vegetables. The question about the vegetable throwing incident is one of the long-held stories passed from each generation of House members. According to the site manager of the Capitol for the Minnesota Historical Society, Brian Pease, the incident may have happened one time or another, but that was not the main reason the gallery was removed.
I really haven't heard of any controversy. There was always concern about things falling off the ledge onto the speaker's podium and that type of thing, but really I think what they came down to is, we need a space for our office people.
The space served another purpose. It put people back to work.
As part of a SARA project, which would have been a State Emergency Relief Administration project, kind of a WPA funding process to help artists keep employed, they hired some local St. Paul artists, the Brioches, to do this large statuary group, which represents the spirit of government.
St. Paul sculptor Carlo Brioche and his son, Amerigo, were commissioned by the State Emergency Relief Administration to design the statuary. The statuary was installed in 1938, 2 years before the end of the Great Depression. Government programs were utilized during this time to help artists continue their pursuits. In Minnesota, a golden age of art making was seen. More art was made by more Minnesota artists than at any other period preceding it. Although Cass Gilbert may not have included the statuary in his design, the beautiful piece has become one of the chamber's highlights.
That has become a big part of the history of this space. For 60, 70 years, that has been a part of what this space is all about.
The large statuary group represents the spirit of government in more ways than just one, the foundation of Minnesota and how the state has endured through trials and tribulations.